Hey, and welcome to night one of the Executive Dating Winter Success Series. I'm Renitra L. Strong, and if you're here, I already know something about you. You've built something significant. Maybe it's your career, your business, or a life that reflects your vision. And you did it by thinking strategically. Let me ask you this. How many of you have ever been told to stop overthinking when it comes to dating? Let me know down in the comments. I know you've heard that before. Everyone says relax, be more open, and you're wondering just where your relax switch is. So let's reframe it. Your brain, that brilliant, analytical, powerful brain, isn't the problem. You just haven't learned how to use it in love yet. And tonight, we are going to change that. So we're going to jump right in to point one. Tonight, we are talking about why successful women struggle in dating. And you may want to go and get some pen and paper or click the link down below and download your study guide for the series because you're going to want to jot down some notes. So, point number one, you're not overthinking, you just don't have a system yet. So, let's talk about this label overthinker. At work, when you ask questions and analyze outcomes, that's leadership. But when you do it in dating, suddenly it is considered a flaw. You're not overthinking, you're just missing a system that fits how your brain actually works. We're not going to take off our thinking caps when it comes to dating if we use it in every other area of our lives. So, if you grab the worksheet down below, you want to go ahead and get it now. It is interactive, fillable, so you can just type it in or you can print it out. So, I want you to jot down one area of your life where you thrive because you have structure. Maybe it's project planning, delegation, or goal setting. Maybe it is your fitness. Maybe it is your financial situation. Maybe you meal plan so that you don't eat out all of the time. Whatever it is, I want you to have that in mind. Jot it down in a notebook or on the worksheet or even type it out in your notes app. And let's create a connection here. You don't succeed in that area because you fill it out. You have a process, criteria, checklists, and frameworks. If that is your finances and you meal plan so that you're not overspending, you have a process, you have a grocery list, you have a menu, right? So dating needs the same thing. Without structure, your strategic brain has nowhere to go. And during the next few nights, we are going to give your strategic brain somewhere to go. So here's your first action step. This week, I want you to think about a major decision that you made at work recently, something that you handled successfully. And I want you to write out a couple of things. What process did you follow? What criteria did you use? What questions guided you? And ask yourself, do I bring that same clarity to dating? If not, then that is your gap. Okay? So, your strategic mind isn't the problem. Not having a framework for it is. So, I want you to pop in the chat if you already know one framework from your professional life that you could repurpose for dating. All right? Here we go. Point number two, your standards aren't too high, they're just not clear enough. So we've all heard it. Your standards are too high. But let's be honest, that's rarely true. Usually, your standards are too vague. And I say this because I work with successful women just like you. And when we get down to the bare bones of their standards, they're actually pretty vague. So most of you know what you don't want. You don't want someone who's unavailable. You don't want someone who's inconsistent. You don't want anyone that's intimidated by your success. But you haven't clearly defined what alignment actually looks like for your life. So I want you to Grab a piece of paper or imagine you have a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. On the left side of that paper, I want you to write what you think your standards are right now. Whatever you think those standards are. On the right side, I want you to answer these 5 clarity questions. How does he handle conflict? What values guide his decisions? How does he show up when life gets hard? What's his approach to growth? And how does he define partnership? I wonder if any of you have ever considered any one of those questions. Let me know down in the comments. Have you ever considered any of those things? Now, when you think about that piece of paper with that column down the middle, your left and the right, which one of those columns feel actionable? Is it the left or the right? That's the clarity difference that's going to change your outcomes when it comes to dating. This is how strategic women love. They love through discernment, not defense, right? Again, everybody has a clear picture of what they don't want. That's loving through defense. We're not going to do that going into 2026. We are going to start learning to love through our beautiful discernment. All right? So your standards aren't too high, they're just too vague. And vague criteria is always going to lead you to confusion. If you're realizing that your second column is blank or it's broad, I want you to drop a hand down in the comments. Let me know. That's awareness. And we all know that awareness is the first step to solving a problem. So let's get to point number 3. Stop showing up like you're hoping to be chosen. Now, take a deep breath. I know that that one was kind of a little gut punch, but I say it with love, right? How many of you have ever shown up to a date thinking, I hope he likes me? I know I've done it. I think that we probably have all done it at some point. But here's the truth. You didn't build your career by waiting for approval. You evaluated, decided, and led. So why are you showing up like an applicant in dating instead of like the decision maker? The next time you're in a conversation with someone that you like, that you're getting to know, or on a date, I want you to ask yourself in that moment, am I trying to impress him or assess him? Say it with me and jot it down in the comments. I am assessing, not auditioning. And that is the approach that's going to change your dating dynamic entirely because strategic women don't chase approval, they evaluate alignment. So you're not interviewing for a role, you're actually assessing for partnership, the most important relationship in your life, the most important position in your life. And you are dating and assessing the people that you're going on dates to see if they align with partnership for your life. All right, so let's review. Tonight we covered 3 things. Number 1, you're not overthinking. You just need a framework. Number 2, your standards aren't too high, they're just unclear. Number 3, you're not auditioning, you're assessing alignment. Now that you understand why this is happening, we need to talk about how to fix it. It starts with understanding your specific wiring. You aren't broken, you are designed. And in the next video, I'm going to introduce you to the divine relationship design methodology. I'll share how your specific characteristics shape your patterns and why you might be attracting the exact opposite of what you need. I want you to click the link down below so that you will be reminded when it goes live. Okay, so I will see you in the next video. And if you have had any aha moments, jot them down below. Let me know Oh my God, I never thought about it that way. Okay, I want to cheer you on in the comments. All right, I'll see you in the next video.